Talk around town among fans and media that you shouldn't play the rest of the season to keep you from getting hurt. Number one, what do you think about that? And number two, what would be your reaction if they came to you and told you they were going to do it?
Honestly, I don't know if me personally, my heart and just my gut would just be like, hey, yeah, I would agree with that. Just because of the passion, the love of the game, just being around my teammates and being out there on that field. I know there a lot of the fans and people are looking for, future and things like that. But right now I live in the presence. I want to finish this season out strong. I want to continue to get the reps that I want to get to be able to continue to grow as a quarterback and as a player and as a teammate. And I just want to, like I said, just want to continue to finish this season out strong. So, of course, safety is always first, but at the same time, I want to finish these 3 games.
Do you have things that you can still work on in games that don't mean anything as far as the playoff race?
Oh, definitely. Just me as a quarterback, me as my leadership, every rep that I get is a perfect opportunity for me to continue to build my trust and build the confidence as a quarterback and what I see as what defenses are trying to do to me, the different throws and different opportunities that we have. And that's what I'm, kind of working on is trying to be, craft myself and craft this team and what we want to do in the future.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, Deshaun, how you doing?
I'm good.
Sean, with the coaching search and GM search, it'll obviously go a lot of directions. Wanted to see what kind of feedback you had gotten from Patrick Mahomes about Eric Bieniemy and just what you think about him as a coach.
I haven't spoke to Patrick about Eric, but I've known about Eric, from what I hear from guys that play on that team. He's a great guy. He's a fun guy to be around, very creative. Everyone likes him. I haven't heard anything bad, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, I haven't spoke too much about that.
Gotcha. And with Chad and also Kiki, what have you thought about their development now that they have the reps and that you've had a few weeks with them? Just what do you think about the way they played and the timing that you're starting to build with them?
Both of those guys are just growing as confident players, and that's what this league is about: confidence and going out there being as detailed and sharp as possible. And both of those guys are going to continue to grow just like myself. And I'm happy for those guys that have the opportunities that they have and make something out of those opportunities. So, those guys are always working each and every day and trying to do whatever they can to make this team win.
Mark Berman.
Deshaun, I want to read something to you here. I can pull it up real quick. Here it is right here. Give me 1 second if I could. If I can find that, I can't. Here we go. J.J. Watt said there's obviously things that need to be changed. There's going to be a new regime in here doing those things. But when you have a quarterback in this league, you have a chance. When you got a guy like Ford, you're going to have an opportunity to change things very quickly. What does that mean to you coming from J.J.?
It means a lot. He actually told me that in person, looked me in my eyes and told me that. And it means the world from coming from a Hall of Famer guy who's played a lot of football at the very, very, very highest level, like he still is today. And it boosts my confidence and my will and just me as a teammate. And that's the energy I want to continue to give off, regardless if I'm on the field, off the field. It's hope. And that's what I live by, and that's what I, present to people, is giving them hope, giving them opportunities to be able to go know that every time I'm on the field that we can have a chance to win.
When did he tell you that, and how did it happen to come up?
We're just talking. We're just kind of just casually talking, but he told me that sometime earlier this year. There's been hints over the course of my career, been here, from us, rehabbing together for my knees and, throughout the course. But, this year was when he said it again was, more like a longer conversation where we, kind of sat down and just talked about, the future.
Sarah Barshop.
Deshaun, Clemson plays Notre Dame in the ACC Championship on Saturday. Given that Trevor Lawrence didn't play in that first game, what do you expect from him in this game with the championship and then a college football playoff berth on the line?
He's going to play well. That's no doubt about that. They're going to be prepared like they always are in these championship games. he's going to have those guys ready, and this is a great opportunity to show the world that, he's that guy. And, I'm excited for him to have that opportunity and go out there and do it.
Do you have a score prediction for the game?
Not a score prediction, but definitely Clemson's going to win for sure.
One other question. Do you feel that with your event yesterday that you guys were following the NFL's COVID protocol?
With the event, yes, for sure. I mean, we had the mask. We did everything that we were supposed to do. We 6 feet from different people. It was a restaurant open. It wasn't really an event. It was a grand opening of my restaurant. So people were coming in to get food and things like that, and everyone was excited about it. So it turned out pretty good. And right now, from the messages I got from after, it's still popping. So everyone go out to left to eat some Kirby for sure.
Thank you.
Aaron Reese. Can't hear you, Aaron.
I was going to say, depending on what happens with the coaching staff, you could be on your third play caller in 5 years next year. How, if at all, do you think that is going to affect or has affected your development as a quarterback in this league?
I've been getting better each and every year. My main focus right now is the Indianapolis Colts with Tim Kelly and the staff here. I'm not really focused on that right now. I'm just finishing out this last 3 weeks and being the best player and play caller that we can be.
John McClain.
Deshaun, are you worried about the way y'all played in Chicago could be the way you play the rest of the year?
That was definitely an embarrassing, I guess, performance. And definitely, for me as an individual, I can't allow that, especially offensively, but as a whole team. So we got to go out there with a little bit more pride and a little bit more swagger, regardless of the situation. So that's not in the back of my mind. That's not on the front of my mind either. And we just can't allow that to happen again.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, Sean. With the rotation that's been going on at left guard, does that affect anything in terms of timing and just the protection? And ideally, how much would you guys like to see someone, be the primary guard and be out there, each week?
I mean, that's the plan, to have somebody out there. But that's more of a question for one of the old linemen, LT Nick, Zach Titus, one of those guys that's playing that position with those guys. For me, whoever's in there, we have the same standard, and make sure we tell the protections and get the heights and things like that right. But yeah, that's more for the old line. That's an old line question.
Sean, you guys just played the Colts, obviously, and it was a very disappointing ending. Does that do anything for you guys emotionally, just that it's that fresh in the mind? Obviously, it was a crushing defeat, but then to play them again and get another shot at them, what is kind of the feeling for you heading into this game?
Go out there and try to get a W. That's the biggest thing. Not worried about that ending of that loss, and then we can't worry about last week against Chicago. We just got to continue to push forward and focus on the new opportunity, the new game that we have now.
Last question for Brandon Scott.
So, Deshaun, if you are going to play these last few games and everything, what can you do to protect yourself and try to make sure that you come out of this thing unscathed?
Just continue to play like I'm playing. Don't get hesitant. Don't try to do anything different. Just continue to play like I'm playing, because that's what's been keeping me healthy.
Great. Thanks so much, Deshaun.
Appreciate you.
That's it for today, guys.